This is a community of 60 people living in Gwich'in. When it snows, the grass dies. There's no longer anything to eat. The Arctic is a land of extremes: deadly cold, endless darkness, and brutal isolation. Yet, for centuries, its indigenous tribes have defied nature, thriving in conditions that should be unlivable. Imagine surviving in one of the most extreme environments on Earth, where freezing winds slice through the air like knives and the sun vanishes for months at a time. It might sound impossible, but for one Arctic tribe, it's the Inuit, simply another day. Scientists have been stunned by the Inuits' ability to thrive in brutal conditions that would leave most people shivering and defeated. From their astonishing physiological adaptations to survival secrets passed down for generations, this community has baffled researchers for decades. The Inuit live in a place where the air can freeze exposed skin in seconds, where the sun doesn't rise for weeks or even months, and where survival depends on hunting massive sea creatures like whales and seals, often using traditional tools passed down through the ages. These Arctic survivors have completely redefined what scientists believed humans were capable of enduring. Take their diet, for example. It consists almost entirely of raw meat, blubber, and fatty fish, virtually no fruits or vegetables in sight. According to mainstream science, this high-fat intake should wreak havoc on their health, leading to clogged arteries and heart disease. Yet, the Inuit have some of the healthiest hearts on the planet. Their secret lies in a unique genetic adaptation that allows their bodies to metabolize fats differently. It's almost like evolution handed them a biological cheat code for survival. But it doesn't stop there. While most people would bundle up in layers upon layers in sub-zero temperatures, the Inuit often wear minimal clothing. Their bodies are built for the cold, shorter limbs and stockier builds help conserve heat, and their metabolism is turbocharged, allowing them to generate warmth more efficiently than the average human. Even their language reflects their unique relationship with the environment. It's often said they have dozens of words for snow, but that's just the beginning. Their grammar and vocabulary shape how they perceive the world. Inuit speakers don't navigate based on left and right like in English. Instead, they rely on absolute directions like north and south. This means that an elder Inuit could be blindfolded, spun in circles, and still instinctively point north. Such deep spatial awareness isn't just impressive, it's a mystery that scientists have yet to fully unravel. Are the Inuit living proof that humans can evolve to master any environment? Or do they possess ancient knowledge that modern science still can't comprehend? But the story of human adaptation and mystery doesn't end in the Arctic. Thousands of miles away during World War II, an entirely different kind of cultural phenomenon emerged in the Pacific Islands, one so bizarre that it still puzzles anthropologists. Enter the cargo cults. These were societies that encountered advanced technology for the first time when U.S. military forces established bases on their islands. Imagine living in complete isolation, with no cities, no electricity, no metal tools, and then suddenly massive planes appear from the sky, dropping crates filled with food, clothing, medicine, and weapons. To the Melanesian islanders, these deliveries seemed like divine gifts from gods rather than mere military logistics. The American soldiers who arrived with these supplies became the object of reverence. Their uniforms, rituals, and behavior were seen as sacred. Once the war ended and the military left, the cargo stopped coming, but the belief remained. Desperate to bring back the cargo and the gods who delivered it, the islanders began mimicking the soldiers. They built wooden replicas of control towers and runways, carved mock airplanes from bamboo, and marched in military-like formations. Some even painted USA on their chests, hoping to attract the divine gifts once again. For them, these weren't just imitations, they were acts of faith. Anthropologists later coined the term cargo cult to describe this blind imitation. But for the islanders, it was simply an attempt to reconnect with what they believed were supernatural forces. Moving from islands to mountains, deep in the remote highlands between India and Myanmar live the Naga tribes, a collective of over 40 ethnic groups that have long fascinated and terrified outsiders. While they are known today for their craftsmanship, agriculture, and rich culture, the Naga were once infamous for a brutal tradition, headhunting. Up until the late 20th century, taking an enemy's head was a rite of passage. It wasn't just about warfare, it was a symbol of honor, strength, and adulthood. The more heads a warrior collected, the more respect he commanded, with tattoos often adorning his body to mark each gruesome victory. Despite this violent past, Naga society is surprisingly egalitarian in many respects. While men held political and martial power, women were not mere subordinates. They managed households, raised children, and played crucial roles in the community. Their inheritance customs were also unique. When the eldest son married, the family home was passed down to him while the parents moved out. And the jungles of. Though headhunting has long been outlawed, the legacy of Naga warriors still echoes through the forests and hills they once roamed, casting a long shadow over their land. Far from the jungles of northeast India, deep in the highlands of Papua New Guinea lives another elusive tribe, the Yoli. Isolated from the outside world by treacherous mountains and dense forests, the Yoli remained a mystery until relatively recently. When a British explorer finally reached them, he encountered a society unlike any he had ever seen, one with its own customs, rules, and ways of life that had survived unchanged for centuries. Similarly shrouded in mystery is the Kuna tribe of Panama. Known for their vibrant textiles and intricate body art, the Kuna also practice animal sacrifice as part of their spiritual rituals. To them, maintaining spiritual balance is no passive affair, it involves serious offerings and deep respect for their ancestors. Though peaceful on the surface, the Kuna are fierce defenders of their traditions and territory. Outsiders who try to influence or alter their way of life are met with firm resistance. In the frigid wilderness of Russia's Chukotka region, another ancient community has thrived for thousands of years, the Chukchi. With a population of around 16,000, the Chukchi are divided into two primary groups: inland reindeer herders and coastal marine hunters. While Soviet policies introduced schools and hospitals to some settlements, the heart of Chukchi life remained unchanged. Inland Chukchi depend on reindeer for food, clothing, and transportation, while their coastal kin brave the icy waters to hunt seals, walrus, and even whales. Over time, their tools evolved from harpoons and spears to firearms, but the essence of their hunting traditions remains deeply rooted. Their homes, called jiranas, are specially designed for Arctic conditions, polygonal tents covered with reindeer hides, anchored with stones to withstand powerful winds. A central fire keeps the space warm enough for minimal clothing even in the harshest weather. Despite modern pressures, the Chukchi continue to uphold their ancestral way of life with remarkable resilience. On the opposite end of the climate spectrum, in the sun-scorched plains of East Africa, the Surma people of Ethiopia and South Sudan have developed their own defiant and deeply traditional way of life. Divided into three main tribes, Turga, Chai, and Baal, the Surma prioritize cattle herding and agriculture, often clashing with government forces attempting to assimilate them. Their resistance to outside influence is fierce, sometimes violent, but their dedication to their culture is unwavering. One of their most visually striking customs is body modification. The Surma treat their bodies as canvases, adorned with elaborate scars, floral decorations, and the most iconic of all, large clay lip plates worn by women. These plates, which can grow to extraordinary sizes, are not merely decorative. They signify beauty, status, and the dowry a woman's family can expect. Their neighbors, the Mercy, or Mercy, tribe, share similar traditions but are known for their added intensity. Like the Surma, Mercy women wear enormous lip plates as symbols of prestige and desirability. However, the Mercy are also heavily armed. AK-47s have replaced spears not just for protection from wildlife but to defend against cattle raiders and settle disputes. In Mercy culture, conflict is part of life, a test of strength and a way to uphold honor. Outsiders rarely visit their territory without permission, and those who do so face real danger. Despite their reputation for aggression, the Mercy are not mindless warriors. They are deeply spiritual, bound by respect for their ancestors, and fiercely protective of their land and heritage. And finally, in the remote Andaman Islands, the Sentinelese remain one of the most mysterious and uncontacted peoples on Earth. Unlike other indigenous groups that cautiously engage with outsiders, the Sentinelese meet intruders with deadly force. For thousands of years, they have survived in total seclusion, relying solely on fishing, hunting, and foraging. Their knowledge of their island's resources is unmatched, and they have made it abundantly clear that they want nothing to do with the modern world. Attempts to approach the island have ended in violence, and the Indian government has declared their territory off-limits to ensure their protection. Their isolation is so complete that no one knows their language, their rituals, or even how many people live on the island. They are a living testament to the power of human autonomy, and the right to remain untouched by the outside world. From the ice-blasted coasts of the